Hello and welcome to Convict Inc. It is still Cinco de Mayo, and I have by now finished my Dr. Pepper and Butterfinger that we got for the Mexicans beating the French 100,000 years, hundreds of years ago, I should say. And I'm still not sure why we celebrate that in America, other than for marketing reasons, for dollar margaritas and stuff like that at restaurants. Anyway, so 90 days clean. I'm going to tell you guys something. I think about this moment. I was trying to think when the last time I had pulled 90 days clean. Because I said something the other night. And I know it was before COVID, which was like when we got locked down. I believe it was 1st of April or April 20th. 1st of April, I believe, 2020. I was at Terre Haute, Indiana. We got locked down. I don't know. I'd have to read my prison journals. It'll tell me because I kept journals of it. But I believe that I did not use from before Christmas that year, whatever. I know that it wasn't like a year long that I didn't use, but yeah, it is just, and things do actually get more into perspective. Of course, it's only 90 days, and I know people will poo-poo it and say that's because I'm in prison, and that people that have no fucking idea what they're talking about would say that. I can't believe that I'm making it in prison this way, because it's just, I'm going to shut up about that right now. But I wish that I could go get my chip, my 90-day chip, and then go to get my keychain. I really do. I really, really, really felt so proud of myself every time I got one of those goddamn chips. I shouldn't say it like that, but I did. They meant everything to me. And I do get sick, and I try not to dwell on the past right now, especially right now. And I have a hard time not doing it. But I do feel really good about it. It's it's what I'm doing now. Yes, sure, it makes a big difference. But you know, the true test is when I get out, and I would submit to you that the true test is in the first 24 hours. I was thinking about this, and do you know, every time I've got out of prison, and I can't think of one time, every single time I got out of prison, I had a beer, a line, or a joint immediately. And this time was no different. I can't fucking believe it looking back on it. I've told people before, and I'm not going to harp on this, but I went to a pizza shop with the guy that picked me up, who my wife met, and he bought a beer. Never even asked me. I never even thought twice about it. Never even looked at it. I was in the bathroom. I walked out. I was looking at this iPhone that I've never seen in my life, waiting to see my wife pop up on the screen, and he put a beer in front of me, and I didn't think twice, and I drank it. And I do believe that if COVID never happened, and COVID did happen, and I did drink in prison, but I was going to say I do believe that if COVID never happened, I would not have started drinking, because I didn't drink for years prior to that. You know, alcohol wasn't even the nearest thing. And I do wish things would have worked out differently, where someone else would have picked me up. Anyway, so yeah, big day for me. I can say it was the 4th is my clean date, or the 5th is my clean date. I'm going to stay with the 5th, because I did drugs on the 2nd and the 3rd in county jail. After they arrested me, like immediately within seconds after them putting me in jail, I had a line in my nose because everybody in the drunk tank was high, and then I got high when they put me in the intake pod, because an 80-year-old black man had an ounce and was running around like the snowman, and nobody ate. And I think I've said this. I know I've said this before. Nobody ate breakfast, not one person, and I shouldn't even laugh about it. But anyway, that was February the 3rd. And I know I stayed up to February the 4th, so I'm going to keep with the 5th of February being my sobriety day. And 90 Days Cinco de Mayo, here it is. Okay, I have mentioned that when I got locked up, probably my brain's still a little spun, whatever, but I mentioned that I was going to be refusing medical treatment in the Bureau of Prisons. And that started at the moment of arrest, actually. When I got arrested, first of all, my probation officer and his boss came over to the house. It was surreal. I had no idea. They blindsided me by the arrest, manipulated and lied to me. Do you hear that? Probation officers who accused me all my whole time of being a manipulating liar, you guys manipulated and lied to me and arrested me. Okay, I had to throw that out there. They'll get a kick out of that. But anyway, so the moment I got arrested, I had pills, and they had a medic marshal pick me up. because they heard I had cancer, blah, blah, blah. And he's asking where my pills were and I said, I don't want pills. Of course, Chief Probation Officer Brent Young immediately thought that I have drugs in my pills because every time he looked at me, I was just a drug. I was just a drug addict scheming and scamming to do another drug. So that's how he viewed me. So what happened was he was like hell-bent that I had drugs in my pills. And he was like, ha, ha, ha. We're not here for that, Ross. But he thought he'd caught me. You know, he was like, he thought he had the big one. Maybe I had pounds. I don't know. Maybe there was a cartel member in my drawer or something. I'm not really sure. But when he did, I told him I didn't want the medication, and what I meant, I was really sad. Who knows? Maybe a bit taking suicide. I don't. But the point is I did not want the whole medical thing in prison. When you start getting involved in medical, it becomes your life in prison, or you have to wait and you have to depend on them. And I don't want to give these people the advantage of telling me no, of setting me up for appointments and canceling it, or saying I have cancer, but they can't take the cancer out of me for fucking 9 months, which has been done 3 times before, because I don't have a cardiac clearance. So I just didn't want to deal with it. I went into that hearing on the 12th of February, and what my intentions originally were to ask the judge not to put nothing down about medical, but it quickly became a part of the hearing, and he ordered it, and I just didn't even have really time. But also that day is when I got dragged down the stairs, and there's no way I could avoid being around anything medical because I had to get medical assessments due to the injuries. The injuries, by the way, have been the rupture of the bladder. They don't believe that I have an ACL tear, but a meniscus tear. My knee is blowed out. Like I live permanently right now. It's fucked up. But you can say my own doing, whatever. But the point is, I just had to go, matter of fact, Friday and get a medical assessment. They just did one on the knee, the back, the neck and stuff. And that was also from the accident on the way here. When they brought us here, I was in the back of a van. They didn't seatbelt us in. A semi cut them off. They hit the brakes on the interstate, and we all went flying up front. I crushed an old man. His whole face got smashed up against the front of the van. And I had neck shoulder injury, but the knee in the back was probably the biggest one. Anyway, let me get more to the point. So it was brought up about me having bladder cancer. And 3 weeks ago, the last time I talked to my attorney, Anna Williams, out of Fayetteville, I was calling to tell her that I forgot. It was something maybe not to do even with my legal stuff at all, but another civil matter I'm going through. And I told, right when I picked up the phone, medical came in here and said that they were going to deal with my cancer issue. Like, it just was out of nowhere. And I was like, wow, maybe they were. Well, then failed, they didn't. I had taken a couple blood tests now, and my blood cells are fucked up, red and white. So, really, I want to, I will be out by, like, I think December 16th, if they leave me here. And I have a feeling, I don't know, it just seems like I might be left here. I am the only one from Arkansas who stays here as long as I did. I've now had 2 people with the same 14-month sentence. One sentence before me with medical and psychiatric issues already in federal custody, in BOP custody. Again, I'm not in BOP custody. I'm in a private prison contracted by the BOP prisons, so I don't get any halfway house benefits, none of that. That guy, 1 week before me, he's already in BOP custody. The other one came after me, 14 months. He's already in BOP custody. So I'm stuck here. Well, the doctor set me up with an outside appointment, allegedly, supposedly, for a urologist and oncologist now because of what's going on with my blood. So I don't know what the appointments are going to be, if they're going to be whatever. And the only thing I'm really trying my best to do is really, and I mean this, just put it in God's hands, because I can't keep. So I got too much stuff. I keep. My brain wants me to stress out about, and I have to let it go because I can't control these things. I just can't. I'll drive myself fucking crazy. I am just pumping out as much legal work for people as I can, doing whatever for free or nothing. And of course, I'm going to be done with the book here shortly. And Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do to get through this right now.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Kids out there, if you're listening, don't commit crime. That's what I want to say. Okay, take care of yourselves, you guys. Thanks for your support. Go check out the merchandise section to support this channel, please. Take care, and I will probably not be back until Thursday. Bye.